Thank you so much for coming here today, Jane. So why did you choose to live in Nakusp?
Well, my husband and I traveled all throughout the Kootenays. We have 3 daughters who went to university. We raised them in the north, in the Bulkley Valley, which is where Smithers and Houston, BC are. So we lived on an acreage between there. And when the girls got educated, after they started their careers, they didn't come back. So we thought, well, we've got to move south. My husband and I both really like gardening, and he was a potter. We both love art, and I love fashion and all kinds of eclectic things. So we just camped all around, and we particularly liked Nakusp. We liked all the artists here. We liked the eclectic lifestyle.
Resource is the most important for you to take care of yourself, and can you find this in this community?
For myself, I'm a firm believer in exercise, and we do have all kinds of programs in town. I've had fun this winter. Just at the end, started to play pickleball. We've got a great gym in town. We've got all kinds of walking paths and trails. Now, I haven't started biking out of town yet, but we have all kinds of bike trails. So if you can move, if you keep moving as you age, I think it's the most important thing. Just do it. Just keep moving.
Yeah, my dad has a built-in gym in our basement, so he exercises a lot and does workouts.
That's so important. We did the same thing when we were your dad's age, and we were runners, and believe it or not, even if you take a break for a while, things happen. Muscle has memory and it comes back. And there's no doubt about it, everybody's going to get older. But I say I'm not going to get weaker. I'm going to do my best to stay strong.
So you own an Air BnB, so how does that affect your well-being?
Oh, in all ways. For one thing, what I notice with seniors is maybe lack of connection with other people. Sometimes people's lives get isolated. You lose your partners. I lost my husband of 53 years in September. So things change. But the Air BnB, I've met the coolest people. I get to be an ambassador for Nakusp, so I get to let people know of our great stores and restaurants. It keeps me busy. It keeps my mind active. I have to learn how to work with the apps, how to work with the reservations online. So it keeps my mind active. It keeps my body active by cleaning. I do most of the cleaning myself. So I meet people, I get to send people around our beautiful community. I make money, and with that money, I am able to travel in the winter time. So I get to explore other places other than Nakusp. So I'm already planning a trip for next winter. So yeah, it enhances my life in all ways.
That sounds really cool. I hope to own an Airbnb when I'm older, but other than that, I'm pretty much set. But how would you like the youth to know or change as they get older?
Well, first thing I'd like you guys to know, and I'd mentioned this to you earlier, is that as we get older, like from your age into your 20s and 30s, you develop a sense of who you are. People use the expression, you feel comfortable in your skin. And that's who you are. That Athena will stay inside you forever. So now that I am 72, I still have Jane, the 38-year-old inside me, but my body is doing something else. So number one, you get an essence of who you are, and that always stays. And so the first person that told me that was a gentleman, my neighbor, when he was in his 80s and I was in my 40s. And that's what he said to me, girl, that essence of yourself never changes. So I'm like, okay, I didn't know that. The other thing is making plans for your life, because what we've learned is that things don't just happen. You make plans for yourself and you stick to them, and they'll come into position and they'll happen. Doesn't mean you can't change your mind. Well, you know what? I really don't want to do that. I'm going to change my mind. But that's a really good thing. And I know you hear this from your parents, good choices. But even at my age, I have to think about, is that a good choice? And the most important choice you make in your whole life is the person you decide to spend your life with. That's your biggest choice in your whole life. It can just make your life an absolute wonderful, wonderful story.
Yeah, so I realized that you have really dressed up for the occasion. So how did you like get into fashion? Was there like a family member who was into fashion, or like a friend, or?
Well, thanks, Athena. Thank you. You're right. I was raised in a city. I was born in Montreal and raised in Toronto. And my father was in the fashion business. So I never had to buy clothes as a teenager because the designers had all of their clothes, and he was the person that would sell them to the fancy stores like Holt Renfrew. And when they finished called it Market Week, when they finished their Market Week, I got to put my name on the things I liked, and then I got them for free. So when I left home and had to buy my own clothes, man, was I ever shocked. Well, then I was wearing just jeans and t-shirts because I'm like, I can't afford that. But I still love fashion. It's a part of who I am. And I don't dress up for anybody else but myself. And I know you might see me in overweighty sometimes with the dress on and high heels and my hair done. And I've had people say to me, oh my gosh, where are you going? And I'm like, food shopping. I'm going food shopping. So I dress up for myself, not for anybody else. I do it to make myself, because I like it, so I just do it. And yeah, so it's just kind of whatever makes you happy, do that too.
So I've noticed that you have short hair like me, and personally I've had so many troubles with having short hair. How do you manage to keep such beautiful hair?
Oh my goodness, Athena. I am just blessed with a lot of hair, right? So you can imagine when I was young. And the secret is a really good hairdresser. Because I only wash my hair once a week, style it once a week, and it just stays. I put it in a ponytail at nighttime. I don't like hair in my face. A really good haircut. And for me, this is a good length because you can still put it in a ponytail, right? And get it off your face. Yeah, your cut is really cute.
Yeah, my bangs grow so fast though. It's like a lot to handle. But
do you ever trim them yourself?
Yeah, sometimes I do.
Yeah.
But not really. So I have really thick hair as well. So it's like sometimes it will go like this and it kind of looks like Dora. But then sometimes it will go like this and it looks different, which is nice because my hair kind of shifts on the days.
Yeah. And sometimes you might find that some people, like I've had my kids say to me, oh my gosh, Mom, your hair is so big. And I'm like, it is, but it has been my whole life. So I'm not going to thin it down. I'm just going to leave it the way it is.
So who's your main inspiration? Like, was it your father? Was it a friend or anything?
My main inspiration in my life was definitely my father, for sure. That's who was my closest connection in my life. And he set me on my path. So he was funny. He made me realize how I can be quite serious in my personality, and he made me realize how good it is to be light and to laugh. And that's and then it was surprising because when I met my husband Keith, he's hilarious, funny, and used to always make me laugh as well. So there was a connection there as well.
So when you were making money, like what kind of job profession were you in?
Well, that's kind of how I ended up in the Air BnB business too, because I was in the travel industry. So I was a travel agent. So when I was a travel agent, people didn't book holidays made themselves. If they were doing a big trip, they would come to a travel agent. So I got to send people all over the world on boats and airplanes, and when they got to where they were going, sometimes trains, and then I got to travel and take our family all over the world as well. So that's why I'm running the Air BnB, because I am I say I have gypsy blood in my veins. I like to travel. It's one of my passions, and I'm hoping to do it my whole life.
I love to travel as well. Like I've been to US and Canada, but none of that. So that's all the questions I have for you. If there's any other like things you want to share about yourself, or like your fashion or your job, or having an Airbnb, that's totally fine.
Okay, I think we covered it all, and I'd like to say thank you because you made me feel so relaxed. I had shared with you I'm nervous with the camera, and yeah, it was really, really nice speaking with you. Thank you, Athena.
Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome. You're welcome.